Very good afternoon to all lecturers. Today I'm going to present my project, and my project is about the scheduling and booking appointment. First, we are going to access the lecture's client first. So we input the email address. Here we can see that the list appointment request and the list of the next appointment. Appointment request is about the appointment that still not be approved by the lecturer. Is appointment coming from the student and Khalidunya, and the next appointment meaning that the appointment have been approved by the lecturer. And then we're going to check the lecturing schedule. In this page, lecturer may be able to check when he has to make the class to the student, and if the lecturer want to add the new class schedule, he has to input the field here. Okay, so once the availability once the schedule is free and with no clash and the class is exists, the appointment will be open. The lecturing schedule will be set into this lecture, and if the lecturer want to edit, he can edit by um, to so once the data is edited, it will also update the table here. And if the lecturer want to delete, just delete the data and it will disappear. So the another schedule is the available schedule. Available schedule lets lecturer to open the new available slot for the student to booking the appointment. As you can see that the available day here is Tuesday with the from 12 to 13 FIT blockade tier 1, and it's restricted for the 5 meetings and no restriction, meaning that everyone can have the appointment with the lecturer. So if the lecturer wants to open the new available times, he has to fill all the form here. So Wednesday, two. As you can see that the lecturer may be able to uh, set the restriction. AD1 and CS1 is the course that the lecturer is teaching. So meaning that only the student that follow the course of this group that may be able to booking the appointment. So the new data is already appear here, meaning that it's success. And if the lecturer want to edit, click Tuesday maybe. And then the updated data will be shown here, and the availability is changed. If lecturer want to delete the data, just click the button and then it will disappear. Check schedule the function of the check schedule is for the showing the today schedule. Today is the 2027 to 23, and then student lecturer may be able to add event. This event is non-repeatable event. So we set into 13. If success, the data will be shown here. The lecturing and available schedule is the repeatable schedule, meaning that every week the schedule will always occur. Unlike this schedule, the schedule will not be repeated. So in case that the lecturer wants to add special event and wants to have the reminder for not having clash, so the lecturer may be able to add event here. And this is the inputted schedule that are the inputted in this check schedule. So this inputted for the 22 July, and this for the 23 July, same here. And if the lecturers want to edit, he can change the day, he can change the time and description. So the data will be changed. And if the lecturer wants to change the date, he can change into, so the lecturer may be able to add a new event here. So it's the date for the 30 July, and it will be shown here. If lecturer wants to delete it here, it's also okay. So it disappears. So next one is lecturer might be able to approve the appointment that's coming to the lecturer. There are two appointments that's coming to lecture and still not be approved yet. The lecturer also be able to find the student names or the title. If we check the title, yes. So only the title of the best desk will appear. If the lecturer click show, it will show the time started, time finished, title and the description. If the lecturer reject here, so the data will disappear. Same also if the lecturer click accept here. This one is the Khalid Dunya, remember title Basdas. If the lecturer click accept, it will move into the next appointment. Next appointment is the appointment that have been approved. If we check first, there is no Basdas, right? The title of Basdas. And then we approve the Basdas, we accept. Here will be totally gone. And then we can check here. The Basdas move here. The lecturer also be able to cancel the approved appointment. Once the lecturer cancel the appointment will be disappear. Lecturer also be able to send the private message. So if I want to send message to my student, or here's the student's name, or the student's name with the attached email. But if I want to send to another student's email, I can just subject. So if we want to check the send message, we can just check it here. This is the latest message that sent to the student. We can, if we want to reply the message, we can also reply it here. We can just reply, and then we submit, and then the message will come here. If we want to check whether the message really come into the student's inbox, we can just check. We can check it here. See, this is the message that sent to the student. See, is from the Amri. Subject is test testing. Test again. And if the receiver want to reply the message, the receiver have to write the message using this application. And for the broadcasting, lecturer might be able to broadcast the message to the specific student that follow the course. As you can see that the select list here is the course that the lecturer is teaching. So if I click ID1 and just leave the rest like this, and then and then input the subject. This is broadcasting. So it's supposed the message supposed come to the all student that follow the ID1. So if you want to check, we can check it here, the broadcast, and then we can see this is broadcasting. See, this is broadcasting. The only student in this course only Khalidun and Basalama. Lecturer also be able to update his profile by click this panel, and then he can just, for example, that he wants to update the profile picture, he can just click this one, and then maybe change the picture to this, and the pictures change. This the simple update, this simple edit for office and contact. Mm, and then the office will be changed, same like the contact. This profile page will be shown into the student. Once the student check the lecture's profile, all this information will be shown into the student. The profile, teaching, and the supervising. The teaching the teaching here, same like this. It's same, and then supervising. Supervising is the uh, who student that supervised by this lecturer. If the lecturer want to add a new student to supervise, he can just click this, and then the automatically will show the information of the student. This page also useful for student if the student wants to check whether the lecture is still available to make the new, maybe like FYP or something else, and then the lecturer be able to delete the student here. So that's all for the lecturer. If we move into the student here, supposedly that the student have the list of the next appointment here and the list of the appointment request. Unfortunately, that the students still have no next appointment and the appointment request. So the main function for the student is finding the courses and find the lecture. This the page to allow student to register the course. By registering this course, meaning that the student will be able uh, to get the information about the schedule of that class. It also useful for prevent the clashing with the other schedule. So here we have the all the course, and then student might be able to follow or unfollow the course. Follow meaning that register into that course. Unfollow meaning that unregister into that course. And then the another function of this follow and unfollow this function, if the student follow this particular course under this lecturer, meaning that the student might be able to booking appointment if this lecturer open the available time with the restriction for the TMP004. The lecture, if the student before student follow the class, he might be able to check the class. So this the information of the class. The group 1 IAD group 1 has lab and also have the lecture and also have the tutorial class. Each of them have the different schedule. If the student want to find specific one, so he can just, so only the TMP002 that's on. So if the student wants to follow, just click the follow button. Oh, here the student have the class to register this course. So either the student have to unregister that course and then follow again. So what if we follow this one? The registered course, the course that just registered by the student is this one. Before that is just the follow, but after the student follow the course, the comment will become unfollow. So unfollow meaning that the student already registered in this course. And if the student wants to unfollow the course, just click the unfollow, and this will become the follow. See, this for the register into the course. And if the students want to find the particular course for particular lectures to have appointment, so he can just click second panel and then find the lecture. So just say that you need, there is no available from this lecture. Okay. How about this one? Also same. Here we have the Amri have the appointment, have the available for student to book the appointment. So if the student booking, so student might be able to select the respective date. So this for Tuesday. So all this date for the Tuesday. So yes. Oh yeah, the time started must be in this range. And if the student wants to check whether the selected time or the book by another student, he can just find here. So there is no other student that booking this appointment. So it must be free. Mm, So once the student have booked the appointment, it will be shown here, and it can be checked here. If student wants to just cancel the appointment, he can just click here. And this for the appointment that have been approved by the lecturer. Unfortunately, that there is no such a data here. So if the student click cancel, it must be disappear. See, it must be disappear. And if the student wants to send a private message to a lecturer, he can just send it here. So maybe we this function. So if the student wants to check, he can just check it here. Test send, the subject is test send message and the message is send message. So that's all for the student. And for admin, this for the admin. Until right now, that the admin can only manage the four functions: manage user, manage course, manage lecture availability, and manage location. So the admin can add new student or add new lecturer. So if the add new student, so this ID is auto generate. First name, change. So the new student will start here, and uh, if the admin wants to get the specific information, he can just show Octavianto email role office for the lecturer, one avatar for the lecturer, and mentoring for the lecturer, and FYP title for the student. This also can be edited. I think I choose the wrong one. It's okay, it's same. Octavianto. Okay. So, and if the admin wants to delete the selected data, he can just delete it. And the next one is the check course. So, this the course that have been inputted by the administrator. And if the lectures administrator wants to add the new course, he can just add the course name. Mm, and with this, and then group, and then just save, and then the new course will be appear here. And if the administrator wants to delete it, just delete it. And if the administrator wants to edit, just edit. And then the next one is the check add new availability time for the specific lectures. And then if the administrator wants to add the new availability time, he can just select the lecturers and then set the time. And then click save, and then the new available time will appear here. And if the administrator wants to edit, he can just edit it and then maybe change the location. and then the locations change, and if the administrators want to delete, just delete it. Data will disappear. And this for the location. Hmm, location, the administrator can add new location. This auto generate, okay, and then the descriptions like this, air 11, and then he can just maybe choose this as the belongs to the A1114, and then save. Oh, the selected lecture here already have office. Actually, the administrator can just leave this one empty. Mm, so if we retry again, and if the administrator wants to edit the specific location, he can just edit it and then maybe change it into the, and then this one can be leave empty, it's okay. And then the data is changed. Also, if the administrators wants to delete the data, he can just delete it and then it's gone. So that's all for the presentation my fyp2. Sorry for my disturbance and sorry for my slowness. I'm truly sorry, sir. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.